Ben Shapiro recently did a video on Lizzo that is deeply offensive and rooted in racism and sexism towards black women and big black women. If you go over to his channel, you will see that he has made several videos over the course of the past year where he targets and attacks Lizzo on her body positivity movement. In his most recent attack, he references the following post made by Lizzo back in mid-April.
I just finished showering and doing my little routine, and you know what I realized? I am fucking gorgeous. I am the beauty standard. Catch up, bitch.
With the increase of fatphobic comments being hurled at her, I think her optimism of being accepted as the beauty standard has changed. She made the following post on Twitter last week after seeing the following tweet. Ben Shapiro seen this interaction and made the following commentary.
Oh, folks, Lizzo is in the news again, mainly because she says that she's very upset with you. She's upset with you because you've noticed that she's a large human. So, I've talked to you at this point almost ad nauseum about what I've called face tattoo syndrome, right? This is the issue where you go to the Starbucks and the guy behind the counter has a giant face tattoo and you stare at him because he put a giant tattoo on his face. And you shouldn't have a giant tattoo on your face because it looks weird. And so you stare at him. And he's like, what are you staring at? Like the giant tattoo on your face that is meant to draw attention to you. You could also call it blue hair syndrome, or some chick gets her hair dyed blue. And then you're looking at her and like, that's a weird color. And she's like, what are you looking at? Why are you looking at my hair? Because you dyed it blue. That's the reason. Well, Lizzo is one of these people. So Lizzo, the rotund musical star, the round mound of rebound. So I'm allowed to make fun of her weight. And the reason I'm allowed to make fun of her weight is because she has decided that quote unquote fat is beautiful, right? She is the one who made an issue of her body. I did not make an issue of her body. She is the one who's decided to run around scantily clad, claiming that she's the apotheosis of human beauty. I didn't do that. She was free to, dress modestly and not make an issue out of her body and to not run entire ad campaigns centered on the idea that she is within the definitions of traditional beauty. She decided not to do that, and now she's upset that people are making fun of her. Well, according to page 6, Lizzo is not trying to change her body. She's trying to scroll social media without seeing disparaging comments about it. So, first rule of social media, if you're a celebrity, I know because I am one, don't scroll social media. It is a mistake. It is always a mistake. But apparently Lizzo does that. She says she often finds herself clapping back at trolls who use their small platforms to shame her for her weight. Because they're the real bullies, right? The guy with 3 followers on Twitter who's making fun of her for claiming that she is, once again, the apex of human attractiveness. That person is the real problem. She, with her millions and millions and millions of followers, going after the guy with 3 followers, he's the bully. Most recently, Lizzo went off on one specific hater who tweeted a video of her performing and wrote, "How is Lizzo this fat when she's constantly moving this much on stage? I wonder what she must be eating." She said, "I just logged onto this app. This is the type of bleep I see about me on a daily basis. It's really starting to make me hate the world." Well, a solution to that would not be to do what she did in the video that was at issue, where she was wearing a sequined outfit, including a sequined dress, and then she removed the sequined bottom of the dress to reveal that she was essentially wearing a thong. She said, "Someone in the comments said I eat a lot of fast food. I literally stopped eating fast food years ago." And then she said, "I'm not trying to be fat. I'm not trying to be smaller. I'm literally trying to live and be healthy. This is what my body looks like even when I'm eating super clean and working out." I have doubts. I have some doubts. Unless she has a genetic condition, it doesn't. Because the way that you lose weight is by creating a caloric deficit. That is the way that you lose weight in this world. I really doubt that she is eating nothing but salad and working out an hour and a half a day to look like she does. And this notion that she's just trying to be healthy, no, you are modeling unhealth. Because you are, and yes, of course, being fat is your brand. She says, being fat isn't my brand. Being fat is what my body looks like. Well, it's weird since you literally have a brand that is predicated on being large. Doesn't Lizzo, she has Yiddy, which is shapewear reinvented. Why is it reinvented? Well, because it's designed for all body types with sizes, this is according to her website, from 6X on up. So yes, you literally have a brand built around you being a large person. She has an entire Netflix show that is rooted around her size. It's called Watch Out for the Big Girls. So yeah, you're making money off you being large. If you go the Adele route and you lose a bunch of weight, then presumably you'll lose some of your brand.
I knew what rotund meant, but I Googled it because it's a word that's rarely used. And when I Googled it, what initially came to my mind is like, oh, this is for extremely overweight, obese people. This is a word that I would use more so for the 600-pound life people versus someone like Lizzo. So that was an overstatement. The next statement that he made, and the most problematic statement out of all of what he said, was he called Lizzo the round mound of rebound. I didn't know what that was. When I Googled it, Charles Barkley photos came up. When I read into it, it was a nickname given to him while he was overweight in college. So let me get this straight. The Daily Wire, which is co-owned by Ben Shapiro and this guy Jeremy, just went back and forth with Elon Musk over allowing their film, What is a Woman, to be featured on Twitter without being restricted. And this was important to them because they felt as though women were being erased by men in sports, media, and even terminology. I felt the same, which is why I was following them. Yet all of that went out the window when discussing Lizzo, who is a big black woman. You don't have to like her politics, but biologically, she's a woman. He then went on to state that he's conservative and he wants to uphold the traditional standard of beauty. Well, that's going to be whiteness, which is going to be a white woman. Adding insult to injury, he uploaded the following short that is quite disturbing.
Lizzo shaking Jabba the Hutt's hand in a formal business agreement.
Ben Shapiro is an unattractive man, married to an unattractive woman, who more than likely have children who will ultimately be unattractive when they grow up as well. But is that my business? Should I be going on a rant about it? No, because I understand that there are things that you should not say to people and that you should not say out loud. However, when it comes to certain people, particularly in certain spaces, and when they meet certain identification qualifications, such as being Jewish and being white and being a man, they think that they can say and do and get away with anything that they want. This doesn't even look like Lizzo. This looks like a 600-pound woman that's in a romantic relationship with a monster. Make no mistake, Ben Shapiro knows and wants the Eurocentric standard of beauty to stay as it is. That is why he stated the traditional standard of beauty. With that said, black women could never measure up because we were thought of as the opposite when that standard was created. White men, patriarchy, created the standard of beauty to be centered around white women and for black women to be the complete opposite. So we could never measure up even if we tried. Furthermore, black women are masculinized to the point of where we're not even seen as women. We saw this a lot during slavery, but we still see it today. When black women dare to style their hair in a style that's not the Eurocentric standard of beauty, be that braids, twists, or locks, we're criticized, harshly criticized. In fact, this has led to some black women not even being able to get jobs. These are two plus-size overweight women. One has lost weight since, but when she was overweight, which is Rebel, the one in the purple, did you see white people going after them the way that they go after Lizzo? Absolutely not. White people don't cannibalize each other like that, but they will absolutely go after a big plus-size black woman like Lizzo, especially if she dared to say, hey, this is me, and I'm going to celebrate myself and not beat down on myself. So in the end, do I believe that Ben Shapiro's statements that he made about Lizzo being rotund, meaning that she looks like she's 600 pounds plus, and that she's a rebound of a mound, or however you say that, which is a comparison to a man? Do I believe that that was rooted in racism and sexism? Absolutely. Do I believe that makes him a racist and a sexist? Absolutely. If you were to say something anti-Semitic, they would label you as such. And that's what I do as well. I think that Ben Shapiro showed that the Daily Wire is only about making sure that white women are not erased. If this was specifically happening to black women or non-white women, they probably wouldn't be taking on this fight. They probably wouldn't be making documentaries like What is a Woman and forcing people to try to watch it. With all that said, I don't believe that overweight people should be the standard of beauty. There are just too many health risks associated with that. So I don't agree with Lizzo. But I also don't agree with attacking her and masculinizing her, which is something that has been happening to black women in America since slavery. And ultimately, that's what Ben Shapiro did. And I've decided to unfollow him, everybody else at the Daily Wire, including the Daily Wire. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you thought about this video. Thanks for watching.